Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is one that I've seen a lot of other people do here on YouTube, but I have never done one before, and it is a disappointing products video. I think that these videos are really useful because most of the time we're all talking about our favorite products, products that are great, products that we recommend that you buy, but on the other hand, it's also really helpful to know which products you should avoid, and obviously these are different for everyone. Like if they don't work for me, they might still work for you. But you can maybe decide based on like if we've got the same skin type or if we have one of the same problems, then perhaps you can take that into account when you're looking at new products to buy. So if you're new to my channel, then hi, I'm Bronwyn, and feel free to click the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos, and let's get on to the disappointing products. So I have 10 products in total to share with you today, and the first one is this Natio Eye Contour Treatment Gel. This one says it is a refreshing morning treatment for puffiness and dark circles. Now I have been using this product every single day since mid-January, so that's about 3 months now. And initially I was using this in the morning, and what I found at the time was that when I used this product, my eyeshadow would crease like crazy. And at first I thought it was just the heat because we were in summer, and I was like, oh, it's just kind of melting and slipping into the crease. And then I stopped using this in the morning and switched it to night, and my eyeshadow stopped creasing. So that's unfortunate because it does say to use it in the morning, but it also says that you can use it any time of day that you want as well. So I switched it to nighttime instead. I would put it on just before I went to bed, and what I found then was that my eyes were completely dried out. Like not my actual eyes, but like my eyelids and like under here where I was putting the cream. To be fair, I've never used an eye product before, like not a moisturizer or a cream or a gel or anything. This is the first eye product that I've tried, and so I don't have anything to compare it to, but I honestly really don't feel like it should be drying my skin out. I feel like a really good eye cream for me should be firming the skin, filling in like little lines and creases and things, and also moisturizing. This made absolutely no difference to the way my skin looked around my eyes. It just made it feel really, really dry, like exceptionally dry. Like it would feel less dry if I'd put nothing on. So I definitely do not recommend this product. In saying that though, I do have normal to dry skin, so maybe if you have oily skin then this would be better for you, but I didn't find it to work for me. So the second thing that I want to talk to you about today, I don't actually have here to show you. I used it up ages ago and I threw it out, and because it was a disappointing product, I never repurchased it. So I don't have it to show it to you today, but I still wanted to talk to you about it anyway. And it is the Simple Micellar Water. Now everyone raves about this on YouTube. So many people really, really love it. But for me, I just felt that it stung my eyes. I do have sensitive eyes, so I understand that it probably wouldn't do that for most other people, and I also think that if it wasn't so hyped up on YouTube that I probably wouldn't have been disappointed in it, because there have been a few makeup removers that have stung my eyes, and that hasn't disappointed me because I kind of expect that with sensitive eyes, but just because it was so hyped up and everyone said that it was such a great product, I just expected more from it. Don't let me put you off the product though. Unless you have sensitive eyes like me, then I still recommend the product because it did a great job at taking my makeup off, but if you do have sensitive eyes like me, then I would stay away. The next 3 disappointing products that I have to show you are all eyeliners, and I've just kind of come to terms with the fact that I'm really picky when it comes to eyeliners, and I feel like I haven't yet found the perfect eyeliner, but I have others that I like, and these ones I do not like. So the first one is the Rimmel Glam Eyes Liquid Liner, and I haven't really heard too much about this on YouTube or anywhere else, but it just has a brush tip at the end, and I find the brush tip really difficult to use. This is the only brush tip that I've tried so far, so I will have to try a couple of other ones to see if it's this brush tip or if it's brush tips in general that I can't use. But even after you get past the fact that it's a brush tip, I feel like it does not hold the right amount of product on it to apply eyeliner. So when you take it out initially, there is too much on there, so you have to kind of like wipe it off on the little barrel thing. And then once you've wiped it off, there is not enough, so kind of nothing comes off on your eyelid. And I just find it really difficult to get the right amount of product on there, and I don't think that it should be that difficult. So let me know if you have tried this before and how you use it. or if there are other liquid liners with brush tips that you recommend over this one. The next eyeliner is the Maybelline Master Precise Liquid Liner, except that this one is the blue one. It's called Parrot Blue. And this has a felt tip applicator, which I actually find really easy to use. This is probably my favorite application type, is the felt liquid liner. So there are two things that I really don't like about this one. Firstly is the color, and I know that's my fault because I bought it looking at the color, but that was disappointing for me that I didn't like the color, even though that's not the product's fault, it's my fault. The other problem that I have with this is that it literally smells like a felt tip, like marker pen. And you wouldn't smell it once you've put it on, like after 10 seconds or whatever, but just the smell of it in general, I don't like it. And I feel like they could have put a nicer smell onto it. So I won't recommend you against this product because there's nothing really wrong with it. It's just, I bought it thinking that blue would go with a lot of different looks because I wear a lot of blue, but just the type of blue that it is, it doesn't really go with anything. I don't really know how to explain why this was disappointing for me. I know it was mostly my fault, but yeah, I just didn't really like it. And the third eyeliner that I was disappointed with is another one from Maybelline, but this is the Line Stylist, and this is a pencil liner. This is a brown color. It's called Espresso. And this is a wind-up pencil, and you just click it, but it doesn't come back down, so you've just got to be careful not to like push it up too far. I love the color of this. I really like brown liners. I find that they're softer than black, and I don't like to wear like really heavy eye makeup looks all that often, so the color of this was really good. What I really didn't like about it though was how it feels when you apply it. I found this to just be really stiff and it kind of hurt to apply, so I would have preferred it if it was more creamy and a little bit softer. So that's really the reason that it was disappointing for me. Next I have two lipsticks, so I'm going to start with the one that I'm wearing today. And you're probably wondering why you're wearing it if it's disappointing, but I'll get to that. So this is the NYX round lipstick in the color Chaos, and it is a true red. It's a really lovely color. I do love the color, but the reason that this is disappointing is because it bleeds so much. So I'll just come and show you. So today I'm wearing it with a lip liner and it looks fine. I've made it work today. I had to be so careful when I was applying it. I had to put the lip liner all over my lips and then just put this in the very, very middle so it was nowhere near the edges, because I have used it with a lip liner in the past and it still bled just the same as when there was no lip liner at all. So I just really don't trust it. So I just put it right in the center of my lips and just kind of went like that. And I've heard this from one or two other people as well, that the round lipsticks do bleed a lot, and I've heard that this one is one of the worst, so I'm quite disappointed with that. I'm not going to be trying any more of the round lipsticks because I don't want a lipstick that's going to bleed. I don't really recommend these at all. And the other disappointing lipstick that I have today is one that I've not worn in probably over 6 months because I just don't like it at all, and it is one of the Revlon Color Stay Ultimate Suede lipsticks. I've heard that so many people dislike these. The color that I have is 025 Socialite, and I love the color. Honestly, this color is a beautiful pinky nude on me, and I really, really enjoyed the color. But the formula sucks. Basically, when you apply it, it goes on fine and it looks fine for maybe 2 minutes after you've applied it, and then it just goes really patchy, it settles into your lines on your lips, and it looks really, really cakey. Like, it just kind of gloops up in little patches, and it looks disgusting, and I never found a way to fix it once it did that. And honestly, like, if it did that after a few hours, that's one thing, but if it does it almost straight away after you've applied it, what's even the point? Like, I have so many lipsticks that are so much nicer. This was really, really disappointing and I don't recommend it at all. Next is the Garnier BB cream. This was actually given to me by someone else, so someone else used it for a bit first and then I kind of got it secondhand and then I used it a few times, and the main thing that I don't like about this is that the color is too dark, and considering that this is the lightest shade that they have, that's kind of not cool. So this one is in the shade Light and it just looks completely orange on me. Aside from the color, because obviously you're not supposed to buy something if it's the wrong color for you, The application was also not great. Like, it looked really patchy and it actually looked quite cakey when it was on. Even though it is a BB cream and the coverage is supposed to be really light, like, I just felt like you could really see it sitting on my skin, like on my cheeks and on my forehead, and I just really didn't like the way it looked. I know that some people have liked this BB cream a little bit more than I do, so if you have tried it, let me know what you thought. But it didn't work for me, and I don't think I can be bothered trying to use any more of it. The next products that I was disappointed with are the Rimmel eyeshadows, and I know a lot of people that really like these and they're supposed to be really good eyeshadows for beginners, but honestly I completely disagree. This one here was one of the first eyeshadows that I ever got when I was just starting out with like eyeshadow and things, and I think it was a really bad decision. Like, they're really cheap and that's what attracts you to them, but the actual quality of these is really hit and miss. Some of them can be okay and some of them are really bad, and I don't think as a beginner you don't want to be getting a bad quality eyeshadow. And the reason is that they're really hard to blend, and I think a cheap eyeshadow is great. That's what you want as a beginner, and you don't necessarily want like the top of the top quality. Like, you don't want to go straight to like Urban Decay or something like that, but you want something that's easy to use. And when you can't blend it, when it's patchy and it doesn't blend nicely, then that's not what you want, because it means that you're going to struggle even more than you already are as a beginner, because it's not going to look nice regardless. So for this palette, for example, the lighter shades are fine, they blend fine, they go on fine, and then the darker shades don't blend. They go on nicely, like you can apply them fine, but then as soon as you start to blend them, they just go really patchy and they just look gross, and you can't fix it once it's done that. It was the same story with this one here. They go on fine and then you start to blend them and they just look patchy and they just go really gross once you start blending. So I don't recommend these for beginners. I don't really recommend them for anyone, to be honest, but I do know that there are people that really like them and recommend them, so maybe if they've worked for you, then let me know. But personally, I was disappointed and I wouldn't recommend them. And the very last disappointing product that I'm going to share with you today is from Revlon. This is the Revlon Highlighting Palette in 30 Bronze Glow. And it looks really nice, and actually it's quite a good quality product. The reason that I was disappointed is that it didn't really work for what I thought it was supposed to be. So I thought that this was a highlighter, and I guess it probably is if you've got medium to dark skin tones, but with light skin, this was completely too dark for me as a highlighter. So instead, because it's called Bronze Glow, I thought, well, I'll just use it as a bronzer then. So I put it in the normal place where you'd put bronzer there, and then I put it like on my forehead, and it was pink. Like, not completely pink, but it was pink enough that it didn't work on my forehead at all. And so eventually I ended up just putting it on my cheeks, like it was a bronzer and a blush all in one, and it worked fine like that as long as I avoided my forehead and, you know, the normal places where you put bronzer. If you just use it all over your cheeks, it looks fine. And I also use it as an eyeshadow as well, and it looks really pretty as an eyeshadow. You can just kind of pick whatever colours that you want and use like one of the colours as an eyeshadow, and it works really nicely like that as well. The reason that I was disappointed is that it wasn't the product that I thought it was going to be. So I definitely think that this is a good quality product. I'm not saying that it's bad or anything like that, and it probably still works fine as a highlighter if you have darker skin, and honestly that's probably what it's meant for. It's probably my fault again. Like, I thought that it was a highlighter and I didn't even think about the fact that I have light skin and this is not a highlighter for light skin. So it's probably my fault again, but I was disappointed that it didn't work the way I thought it was going to. So that is it for today's video. Those were 10 products that I have been disappointed by. Let me know if you enjoyed this video by giving me a thumbs up, and if you do want me to do more videos like this one, then let me know in the comments as well so that I can do that for you soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you next time. Bye! Morning treatment for puffiness, patchy, and it's, what did it do actually? And then it just goes really cakey, it settles into your fine lines, it goes really cakey. Did I say that already?